Messi, now all alone at the top of the World Cup scoring charts after surpassing Miroslav Klose today. He is 4 above Kylian Mbappe, who's in action a little bit later on. So the two players who duelled in the last World Cup final could end this summer as the top 2 on this list. And what a sideshow that is, by the way, to the main event. Welcome you inside our studio on this Monday. Alexi Lala, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Thierry Henry. I'm Rebecca Lowe. We're going to talk Messi in just a minute, but let's show you the story of the game and how it all went down there in Dallas, because Messi came into it tied for most World Cup goals of all time. Would he break it? Would he break it around now? Let's see.
Well, let's see here. Lautaro Martinez is going to get taken down here by Paul. And moment, the great one. Oh, my goodness. That wasn't in the script. But you know what? Messi says, I like drama. I like theater. I'm not going to do it in the run of play. I'm going to save myself for later.
After missing the penalty, here comes the moment. Free kick or not, was not the moment I'm going to talk about. You see Messi sneaking up from behind, and they're just waiting for him. Back pass, let it go through the legs, and here comes the moment where he breaks the record. Looks easy, but it's not easy. Messi makes it look easy.
This is the foul in the lead-up. Foul?
50-50. Good ball and good finish here.
50-50, we give the benefit of the doubt to Messi.
Nobody's going to remember the foul.
Or remember Messi, don't worry.
Okay, then on 55, yeah.
Great opportunity by Austria here. A good free kick from Zabitzer, but good save from Martinez. Not enough, but good power on the shot. And then we have set piece from Messi, good header by Gonzalez, almost, but almost is not good. Good opportunity.
Still 1-0 at this point.
Yes, and in the same guy that you mentioned, Zlatan, Nico Gonzalez having a great opportunity here, turning Denso inside out, but then Denso did recover well here to block the shot, as you're going to see here. Ball is going to bounce. That's a great move, bringing the ball back inside, but Denso was alert and another block to stop Argentina scoring. And then here, Denso again, passing the ball to Patrick Wehmer. And then we all thought that maybe, especially in that angle, that the ball was going to go in, but as you can see here, it was well wide. And then, Messi. Again, see, he lets the ball breathe a bit. Here you can argue the fact that maybe, as you're going to see here, he asks for the ball, he goes into the path of the player. Once you do that, then you got to score, because when you score, you're always right. Boom, ball goes in the back of the net. Nobody can complain. Everyone can celebrate. 2-0, Argentina, 5 goals. Argentina not conceding 5 goals. Messi. I mean,
it's just cut here, though.
It's just, yeah, but I mean, that's just...
Another player would shoot there, but... No.
That's a normal day at the office for him. Once again. Here I was scared because you see the connection there, knee. When he did celebrate, he was kind of limping. I was kind of, for Argentinian, see what was happening. But look, once again, he delivered.
He certainly did. Messi Monday, we called it before the show, and it has lived up to that billing. Just a reminder for you, because it's so important to take a second when it comes to Lionel Messi. He turns 39 years of age in 2 days' time. That's on Wednesday. As Thierry said, 5 goals in 2 games now. Every goal scored by Argentina at this World Cup because of Messi. 18 goals now, the most in World Cup history. 28 appearances, the most in World Cup history. Zlatan, it was never in doubt, was it?
It was never in doubt. I mean, you have moments where he looks human by missing the penalty. Then you have the moments when he doesn't look human. That's Messi. Messi is, so far, it's his World Cup, and he didn't play against Jordan yet, so I don't know where it will finish. 5 goals in 2 games. I have 0 goals in 2 World Cups. So I'm happy. I'm happy for him, and I hope he continues. His birthday is in a couple of days, so let him enjoy, because we are all enjoying him by seeing him play. So amazing, just amazing, no words.
I have to pick both of your brains because you know him so well, having played with him. Thierry, what will he be like today, having broken that record? I mean, he's broken so many in his career, but what kind of personality is he responding to this kind of history-making moment?
He's feeling like this every day. So.
You know that first and foremost, this guy doesn't chase records. Records chase him. That's I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he made it happen. And something else, I don't know who's in charge of putting words in the dictionary, but they should put his name as out of the norm. Then you have Messi. Whoever is in charge, do that. Put his name in the dictionary, and that's it. But no, he always wants more, and that's always going to be the case. He's the same. Cristiano Ronaldo is the same. Kylian Mbappé is the same. This guy on Malef was the same. Whoever, you want the same when you work. But one thing that's different is he won it. You can see there's not the same pressure. He's playing the World Cup now with joy, he's very relaxed. I don't know if he's going to be, well, it looks like everyone thinks he's going to be his last one. So when you're at the end of your career and you know that is your last ever thing, you go about it differently. You try to tend to enjoy every single moment that you're going to have. And you see that through his celebrations, through the ways he knows when he has to kill, when he has to rest. It's just outstanding. I think he should be at the top of his list, even in front of him.
Maybe today, yes.
He has to be. Come on.
I will think about it.
Just for 1 hour.
Depends how they finish.
Okay,
right,
we'll assess King of the Jungle, see if Messi makes it to the top at any point. Lex, there was a school of thought coming into this World Cup that maybe playing in the United States, he wasn't at the level of previous World Cups, of previous iterations of himself. I think he might have proved that wrong.
I mean, well, how many times do we need a lesson that doubt him at your own peril? And yes, he has grown, and yes, he has lost here and there. But we've seen him in Major League Soccer, what he has done. And I know there's some people that say, well, that's a problem. Well, he obviously hasn't missed a beat. And I think it's also relative to this particular team that he is playing with. He is an alien. He is not from this world. And every player that walks into a team will suss out the hierarchy and suss out what they need and where they need to fit. I think every player on this Argentinian squad, whether they're in the starting 11 or not, recognizes that when they are on that field, there are 9 players that are doing absolutely everything they possibly can because they know there is a payoff. And so when you talk about Messi wandering and walking around, that's okay, but it's all because he knows when to show up, and it's because he has the other 9 players that will do all of the work, gladly do all of the work because they know that when it comes right down to it, he is going to provide magical moments. And that's a beautiful thing to see when Messi does it, and it's because everybody else has come into that room and says, I know that this guy is not of this world, and I am going to use that to, in some cases, make myself a world champion.
So the defending World Cup champions, Argentina, off to the round of 32. They become the 4th nation to advance following Mexico, the United States, and Germany. Rob Stone, Clarence Seedorf, Peter Schmeichel, back here with you.
I know we have to look that way,
but everything's back there. Yeah, everything is that way, including the crowd. And Lionel Messi, a hat trick in the opener, 2 more today, and we're starting to run out of words to describe him. We need another dictionary just so we can properly put in context what we're witnessing from that man right there, a GOAT who is just days shy of his 39th birthday.
It's a difference, isn't it? The difference between winning a football game and not winning a football game. Because you can argue that Austria, for very long periods of time, had this game under control. Then, of course, they go 1-0 down. That lead, in Argentina, they played that result. But this guy turning up at the right moment, scoring the goals that he's scoring, the second goal, the determination to put that ball in the back of the net. I mean, my God, he is just so good. And what a great honor by the
so much about his ambition still. He's hungry. He was more hungry than all the other players looking at the ball at that time. That says everything about his mentality.
Let me just remind you that before the Algeria game, you said this is going to be his last World Cup.
Yeah. And I hope not. But the logics would say that this would be
but he's not running himself out, is he? He's not running about, really. He's taking a lot of breaks.
But he's on a different level, Peter. His reading of the match when he needs to be activated, when he needs to help in defense, when he can just rest and just walk. You know, it's brilliance all the time. And the first touch on that last goal, the long ball, I hope we can see that again.
Rob, you know, we can argue on the first goal that it's a free kick in the build-up to it. But my feeling is that had they taken it back, given that away, then Messi would still have come up with something during that game, and that result would still have been the same.
Just look at this reaction. Messi and his teammates arm in arm in front of their chief cheering section. And Clarence, I think you hit on a really important point. The joy, the happiness, the excitement in his goals. Not that that's unique, but we saw real fist bumps, real happiness. You saw him after that second goal, high-fiving photographers as he was going by. The spark in the fire, it's still there.
It's absolutely there, Rob. And I think the difference, what I'm seeing from this World Cup in Qatar, is there was some kind of heaviness on that in Qatar. You know, he never won it yet, so all the focus was he needs to still show that he can win a World Cup. Well, that's gone now. Now we're seeing Messi really at the top of his game, his mindset, the reading of the match, the touches, the brilliance. We see it in everything. And the joy, as you said, Rob. I mean, I'm loving to see him smile so much, and not just because he scored goals, Peter. This guy is with his teammates before going inside after the first half. They come together, his leadership. What have you seen?
I think that's a big difference from 3.5 years in Qatar to now. When I look at that team, yes, they have team spirit. Yes, they work hard for each other. But when I look at them, when they come on the pitch here for warm-up, when I see them during the game, and what I've seen just now leaving the pitch, is a togetherness which is rare in football. Not so rare, but rare at the top levels. Because you got top players, and they all want to be the main guy. They all know that this guy here, Messi, is the top guy. They accept that, and therefore they can build up that atmosphere. It's a proper team. The only question mark I have is in periods today, the Austrians actually took over and controlled it. Now, is that because you think, or do you think that's because they are building up in the tournament, so they're playing the tournament, or is that the level?
I do think, Peter. I think Argentina is the type of team that can sit back sometimes in the match and say, okay, oh, beautiful moments, by the way. The legends coming there. Amazing. Shows some respect to this guy. I think Argentina as a team has that clinical mentality. They can wait for their moment. They're under pressure. They will fight. They will bite into the adversaries. They will defend because they know they will create 1 or 2 chances and they will take it.
Dan Fletcher and Owen Hart was talking about in commentary that they are just slowly building into the tournament. I mean, they've scored 5 goals. They're not conceded a single goal. By the way, Argentina hasn't scored 5 goals. Messi scored 5 goals.
Peter, remember Qatar. Yeah. Qatar brought them to the victory. They know what it takes. They have the winning formula, and you can read it through the matches. That sometimes they just say, okay, take your ball, we'll sit here and we'll take our moment.
Does it worry you though that it's only Messi getting the goals through 2 matches?
No, it doesn't worry me because it means that the other killers that they have, like Lautaro and Martinez, that they're still right there. Alvarez, we know these guys can all score goals. So I think that the momentum is now with Messi. They're going on that wave. But I'm sure that when it's needed, the other guys will stand up.
Closer, you can see there. He did it in the first half by 1. He's just made sure that there's a bit of daylight between him and Kylian Mbappe, who's going to be coming along a little bit later on this evening for you to see if he can get a few more to try and catch up. And having missed the penalty, it was only fitting, really, that he secured that top spot with a really beautiful goal, actually.
Yeah, and you just... After the penalty, you didn't really have any doubt that he was going to get more chances. It wouldn't knock his confidence. He's missed penalties before. Here we see him, as I said, he's alive to things straight away. And this is the patience that I'm talking about. He could sprint into the box there, but he realises, actually, I've got a better chance if I hold my position and the cutback comes to me. But if you just keep an eye on him, he comes alive there, great touch, lays it off, and then now he just slowly makes his way into the box, seeing what's going to fall to the edge of the box. I made a great dummy.
A great timing.
On this one, Vanna should have followed him. Like, from the start, he's with him, just 3-4 meters behind him. You know, he's the main threat of this team. Just follow him, like, do the 5 meters.
It's coming off an offensive throw-in for Austria. So we were talking a bit before the game that Austria could damage Argentina in transition with a bit more space, and it happened all the way around. With a throw-in, Argentina got them a bit in unorganized, and of course the quality, they scored a really good goal.
Yeah, we saw them quite early on, didn't we, working their way through the press and finding a way, and obviously Messi finds a way, as he does. He had quite a few good chances actually in the first half, but that second goal coming late in the second half. Cesar, do you want to have a talk through this one for us?
Yeah, here we see Austria getting the ball in the final third. Great block by Paredes.
Transition.
Avoiding the cross. And then Messi, you know, the ball lands to him, but he's in the right position, always looking forward. Julian here has a great chance. The keeper made a good save. And here, Paredes, as Ashley mentioned, he could be shooting on goal, but Messi is close to him. And here, the rebound shows the ambition and the hunger he has to score goals. He goes
like
strong.
Yeah, always coming.
He's coming
back
from the right, then he goes back inside and gets in a position where he can score a goal. He could be standing out wide, just...
Credit to his career and his testament. And this is the second game in the World Cup, so they've got Jordan next.
Well, and also, you've talked in this World Cup coverage about how playing in America, you realised you needed to miss the intensity of European football. And he's playing his football, obviously, in the MLS. So he's not getting that level of kind of scrutiny and intensity that he could.
I think all through his career, you know, he didn't put too much intensity, apart when he was maybe, you know, at the beginning at Barcelona, 17, 18, 19 years old, when he was more like a winger, you know. But it's been a few years now, he's just like recovering when they don't have the ball, and then, you know, he's doing his magic when the ball comes to him. So I think, you know, he's not suffering physically, as you said. He's managing well. I think his healthy lifestyle. He has to, because otherwise you cannot stay playing that long. But yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's adapting to also new situations. You know, he moved from Barcelona to PSG, which was also very demanding. Then moved to Inter Miami, and even on the pitch, it's changing.
And not a lot of injuries also. He's been lucky and like physiologically blessed that he could carry on, like just play games after games.
Let's have a little look at the rest of his game, Cesar, today, because actually everything, as you said, went through him. He's playing much more centrally as well.
Yeah, I don't remember many actions from Argentina that he was not involved. Even the ones that we could see was far away from it. He was always alive, like kind of similar to the second goal. He keeps looking at the ball and wants to get forward. Here is just off the bounce from Lautaro, and he's getting into a shooting position, which can be very dangerous, you know. You see now, look at striker here. Maybe he could run into the box, but he's waiting for the ball, and the quality is unbelievable. But amazing.
Austria should have seen. I mean, Ralf Rangnick, he should have seen that they played this ball through the lines, like very centrally, and it happened so many times. So maybe no pressure was not good enough on the ball, or maybe the line was not tight enough.
Speaking about the pressure from Austria, we could see when they got it right, they recovered balls, and when they didn't, the space was quite open and they could receive.
When you find yourself in a mid-block, you know, they should have closed more these inside balls, you know.
71 touches, Ashley, tonight for Messi.
Yeah, so that just goes to show that he he wasn't out of the game. Right. So he's managing to find a balance between conserving energy, being in the right place at the right time, and then changing the tempo of the game when it's needed. You've seen in some of those clips we showed there. He's slow, and then he goes fast, and it's a quick 1-2, and it's very difficult to defend. I do agree with the lads that Austria could have done a better job in closing the gaps between the units, but it is very difficult to play against because he slows you down, he slows the tempo, and then it's on his terms when he decides to speed it up.
If there's one thing that didn't go right for him tonight, and that was the penalty. We're just going to have a look at the miss. There was a little bit going on there, wasn't there, in terms of maybe
he
a bit of slating?
Intimidate him. But I think he did well, the keeper, because he stayed on his feet until the end. And when he looked at him, you know, he tried to put it like...
He put him off, do you think?
Yeah, I think the keeper did well, but...
It didn't make any difference in the end, did it?
He should have scored. He's Messi.
That's his hat-trick, isn't it? That's his hat-trick.
Bit more pressure.
Are we looking at the greatest player ever? If possible. I think that it's definitely worth the debate. We might have just witnessed the greatest player that football's ever seen.
OK, well, it seems like a good time to bring in Tim Vickery, who, of course, is our South American football expert, live in Rio de Janeiro. Tim, the record books have kind of fallen tonight, haven't they? He's scored in 6 consecutive goals for Argentina, which is in a World Cup, which is a record. He's moved himself 2 above Miroslav Klose as well. The number of goals he scored over the age of 35. Give us a taste of kind of how this will around South America, and particularly Argentina, tonight and tomorrow.
Well, you know, there's another one that he's broken tonight. He's become the first player to miss a penalty in 3 World Cups. And I think there's a huge lesson there. You've got to be prepared to miss them if you're going to score them. You know, and so many strikers will say that they didn't score all of the goals that they should have done, but it's taking the responsibility, and you keep doing it, and in the end, it clocks up and up and up. For me, the moment of the game, and this encapsulates everything that we were talking about before kickoff, is the dummy or Almada leaving the ball, getting the shout from Messi, leaving the ball, and Messi arrives and strikes that in. The gods of football obviously didn't want him to break the record with a penalty. They wanted him to break the record with a goal from open play. Almada leaving it for him, hearing the shout, realising that Messi arriving is in a better position, just exemplifies another lesson of football. The team helps to make the stars. If Messi has scored all these goals after the age of 35 for Argentina, it's because at last they've managed to put him in a context that works. If you go back to 2010, for example, who's the top dog? There's a fight there going on between Tevez and Messi, and it's all very unclear. Over these last 2 World Cups, Messi has been right at the centre. I think it probably helped that he started a fight with Barcelona around the 2019 mark, and it was clear that Argentina had become his #1 priority. And Argentina have built that team around him. And I just don't want the carnival to end. This little man has been part of my life for 21 and a half years. It's the standout moment in what I ludicrously call my career, seeing him as a 17-year-old in the South American under-20s at the start of 2005. And it was all there. As Maradona said of him, this little fella, he can dribble while watching TV and he can change the channels. The ball is so much a part of him. But it's not just that. It was, even then, you could see the space. He knew which space he had to attack, the vulnerable space. He knew where to go. It was all there at 17. And to watch these 21 and a half years...
It's been a joy, hasn't it, Tim? It's been a joy tonight to just see...
Studio on this momentous day for the history of the game. Rebecca Lowe, Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 2 former teammates, don't forget, of Lionel Messi, Alexi Lalas as well, joining us. Let's have a look then at how it all unfolded. This game, it's always going to be about Messi, and it's lived up to it, Lex.
Yeah, early on, play into the box here. Lautaro Martinez is going to be taken down. In the moment, play on. But we live in the VAR age, and we're going to check it out here. Referee says, let's take another look at this. Z, foul, penalty?
Looks like a good tackle, to be honest.
Good tackle. All right, well, disagreement is okay. And referee says no, it's a penalty. So here we are, history. This is where it's going to happen, right? All-time leading goal scorer in... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Schlager says no, and he outweights him. Look. Seemed like Messi thought Schlager was going to go, and when he didn't go, it threw him off.
And then it was always going to happen. It wasn't a matter of if, but when. The ball goes on outside, you can see him living and breathing in zone 14, like I said, but he's going to enter zone 17 to score. And Almada, you have to give a lot of credit to Almada, Zlatan, right?
He's looking for Messi, and he lets it go between the legs, and when the magic happens, you can see how they look for him.
What a finish.
Good finish.
Gentlemen, thank you. So Argentina 45 minutes away from securing their place in the round of 32. For some half-time thoughts, let's send you over to Rob Stone, Clarence Seedorf and Peter Schmeichel in Dallas, guys.
Rebecca, thank you. 26 touches, 3 shots, 1 goal. That goal, the difference, Argentina up 1-0. What have you seen from Messi's movement today?
I love watching him without the ball. He moves the opposite side of where the ball is. So the opponent practically have maybe only 1 or 2 players that actually can see him. And then the goal is a perfect example of that. He always is on the opposite side. So when the cross comes in, you see the whole team of Austria moving towards the ball, following the ball, and then it's too late. It's already in the net because he just arrives at the right time, in the right moment. Beautiful, and what a record.
I'm not going to take the gloss of Messi. I think he's been fantastic. But I don't think that goal should have stood. Think about how they got the penalty. It was a kick from behind through the player. Now, this is a free kick as well. McAllister is kicking Javier down. That should have been a free kick. And they, it goes on to the goal from here. VAR should have taken that back. That is a clear and obvious mistake by the referee. And that, I think, I feel a little bit for Austria because they've had it under control up until that moment.
Another look at the foul that was not called. And just seconds later, it's Messi getting his 17th World Cup goal, #1 all-time. Argentina, Austria, the first of 4 matches today. A little bit later, Kylian Mbappe leads France against Iraq. Erling Haaland and Norway take on Senegal, Jordan, Algeria. Your nightcap over on FS1. Alex Freeman and the United States have already won Group D.
And thanks to Almada there. Okay, it's like an assist from him. I don't know if we could see if he yell at him, like, leave the ball, leave it. Sometimes you have the time to tell to your teammates. I don't know. Maybe he took the information before.
He's aware.
He's aware.
His head. He knows exactly
let's see.
where.
He took a look.
Yeah, so
could have seen. He scanned it before. Yeah. So, well, assist, credit for Almada. And Messi never missed that.
Almada does incredibly well there as well, doesn't he, actually? To let it go.
Yeah, and it's tempting to, what we said before the game, that his team are playing for him. I don't think that was the case in that situation. I just think that he understood that whoever it was, this time being Messi, was in a better position to score the goal. But, yeah, here we can see the goal scored. And incredible, the numbers that you said before. And what's really impressive, we was watching him off the ball, and he just walks and walks, and he conserves his energy. But what's really impressive is how bright he is. As soon as Argentina win it, he gets himself off the defender and in a position where he can receive it.
That is his 6th World Cup game in a row that he's scored, which is also a record. There's another record coming up which he might not want, which comes off the back of the missed penalty, actually. So should we have a look at the incident? You said he's human after all, but let's look at the incident first, because there's been a disagreement between you guys as to whether or not this was...
and myself. Defender, striker point of view. Yeah. I think that's not the best first touch from Lautaro. To start, but yeah, I've seen from the beginning that the number 5 touch is tapping foot, Posh, and I think that's why the review on the VAR.
But is this a clear and obvious mistake from the referee?
Yeah, but nowadays
that's the question why VAR comes in.
Nowadays, like a small contact is enough, and I think. As long as, when he's been called by the VAR to review the...
You're not denying the contact, you just don't think it was clear and obvious enough?
Yeah, I've seen 2 contacts from Posh and the other defender, who I think he gets the foot from Lautaro, but I think the referee might see the contact, but not enough to be a penalty, so I don't know those VAR calls are tough to predict, to be fair. You know, I didn't expect the VAR to come
I'm just sitting there enjoying the argument when it was happening. I don't have a...
that could happen in training between us. It never happened.
No, I think it's... I can see both points of view, but I do think that Poch touches Lautaro.
Yeah, he doesn't touch the ball. That's clear. Yeah, that's clear.
There is contact. OK, let's have a look at the penalty then, because he was very, as he always is with his penalty taking, very, very relaxed. But Cesar, you spotted the goalkeeper Schläger giving him a little bit of...
Leo.
There you go.
Hey, he's
trying.
Yeah.
He's trying to...
Well, each one they play their part to try to save the penalty. So he was feeling confident, and he stood on his ground.
Emiliano Martinez is so good at penalty because he's playing that drama before the penalty, playing with the striker, trying to get in his head. And that's what he tried to do, maybe, you know.
But we've seen the goalkeeper even had a little, it looks like a little tiny in his heel, that if he's made the save, was the right call, yeah.
He has scored, he's taken more penalties than anybody else in the World Cup, but he's missed more as well, because he's now missed 3 out of the 7 he's taken. This is obviously not in shootouts, Ashley. So it's, you know, we're clutching at straws here. It's a tiny weakness.
Yeah, I think if they get him off penalties, he's got to get off penalties. He's no good at them. He's not very good at penalties.
Who's going to do that to Leo Messi?
Well, if they get another one in the second half, I guarantee he takes it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And it didn't obviously put him out of his stride, did it? Because there were more opportunities for him. You said he could have had a hat-trick. There were more opportunities for him within that game as well, Olivier.
Yeah, he's been in every single good movement for his team. Look at him coming a bit deeper. And then I think Lautaro's pass is so nice. And he could have finished first intention, right now, Aspi?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so. For me, as soon as he makes the pass, he keeps running.
He's on his left foot.
He keeps running.
I think, you know,
now
he's on his left foot. You know, and
that was quick though.
It could have been an own goal though.
He looks like has been in every action of Argentina.
Yes.
Offensive actions, he was always involved. Even now that looks he's far away from the action, but still he gets
Which
the right
begs the
position.
question, how do you stop him? What do Austria do in the second half to try and nullify his threat if everything is going through?
They need the N'Golo Kante. In 2018, we put N'Golo Kante on Messi, and
he did the job.
Brilliant. Yeah, he gave him a hard time.
You said it, everything going through him. That's the touch map, actually.
Yeah, and it's just the patience that he shows, which makes it as a defender. Sometimes it's easier to play against a striker that's always backing into you, always against you. But when he drops deep, like we've just seen on his touch map there, it's so difficult because you want to pass him onto your midfielder. Your midfielder doesn't really want to deal with it. So that little bit of hesitation, they're just playing for. And Argentina have done really well through the middle and sometimes exposing Austria out wide. But when they go through the middle, it's so fast and snappy that a few seconds of hesitation, they get through.
And his first touch is so good that it's so hard to get the ball back from him.
What we have seen also that Argentina, when they didn't have the width, they were a lot. Rodrigo de Paul was in the middle, Mata was in the middle, so they were not space enough for everybody, and we could see in the goal how Medina got the width. So from the middle, they opened the space and then they came back to the middle and it was in a very good scoring position.